Hey, you crazy coyote hunters! I'm here with my hunting partner Matthew McDade, and we just want to take a few minutes to talk about the coyote tournament we were in over the weekend, the Great Lakes Predator Challenge, the biggest coyote contest in Michigan. 152 teams, about 400 hunters. We took fourth place. We got 4 coyotes. First place had 5. Then there were a few ties for the rest of them that had 4 animals too, and they went by weight. So anyway, we got 4th. But I want to take a few minutes and tell you the backstory on the whole hunt, because I think there's some things that you might be able to learn from it. I know some guys are pretty tight-lipped about their secrets and their techniques, but you know, I'm the opposite. I'll tell you everything I know. I have no problem with that. I'm just the opposite of that thing. So here's the way the hunt started out. I told Matt that, and I don't think he listened to me.
I didn't believe him.
He didn't believe me. Okay, so I told him, I said, listen, we're taking one call only. It's a new distress call I've been working on since last season.
Who does that?
Yeah, who does that, right? He gets in a
really,
tournament with one call, so he's not. I don't really think he listened to me.
He makes calls for a living. He's got a stack of calls around his neck, but he's going to bring one call.
So I've been working on this call since end of last season, and I tell you what, it was either going to work or not. That was it. We had no other choice, no other chance. One call only. So we ended up with 4 coyotes. I'm going to go through and tell you a little bit about each one. There's some valuable lessons in it, and hopefully this will help you guys out a little bit. So coyotes actually number 1 and number 2. That was our first set at daylight Saturday morning. Now, I do want to mention, of the 4 coyotes, our furthest shot taken was 50 yards. That's 5-0. We talked with guys that were taking shots at 200, 300, 400 yards, you know, even at night. And I tell you what, there's a tremendous number of misses, and we're going to cover the misses in a different video, because we're going to show you some techniques that we use that help improve that shoot to kill ratio. So Saturday morning we get set up. We're probably 25, 30 yards apart. I can't really see Matt because we're in some brush. And I started with the one call I had in my pocket, and about 3 minutes in the stand, Matt shoots, okay? And just so you know, Matt doesn't miss, so I knew he got one. Well, what I didn't know was there was a second coyote still in the brush. Now that thing started barking and just going ballistic on us. Barking, yipping, yapping, and it had ran back maybe 80 yards back into the brush. We really couldn't see it. So, you know, we don't get up and move. We don't change nothing. We're still at it. We're not giving up. There's a coyote out there. We keep on calling. I get back on the call, and a minute later, out of the corner of my eye, I see a coyote peek up over a little rise. Well, you know, Matt. Mistake. He throat punches the thing, and all I see is legs go up over backwards. So
that was my first double too. So
that was his first double.
Yeah,
so it was pretty exciting. And so we got 2 coyotes down. The moral of that story is, if you shoot one, no matter what, keep calling. The surprising thing to me this time was that second coyote definitely knew something was up. I mean, it was going berserk on us with his barks and yaps and yips. But with this new call, I couldn't believe it, but that thing came right back in from 80 yards out. It came right back in.
And to be honest, when you shoot a coyote, it is exciting, so everybody wants to jump up for joy and fist pump and go shake hands and high five and stuff and celebrate it. But just stay locked in. Stay locked in. Keep your gun up. Don't make a move. Don't make a sound, and just let the call keep doing its thing. And that's what Todd did, and that's why we got another one to come in.
So that's coyote number 1 and number 2. Number 3 is kind of crazy, but it was a heck of a lot of fun. This was Sunday morning, about 3:30 in the morning. We're moving out to our spot. Of course, we got our headlamps on because we're scanning too as we go out. Now, when we go out, we go careful, quiet, sneak. We use the terrain, even at nighttime, to hide our silhouettes. So we come around the corner of a tree line, and there was a grassy field with some hay bales still in it, some big hay bales. Matt whispers, he stops, he whispers, he says, "Hey, I just think I saw a coyote jump off a hay bale." And we're trying to find it in the light. Well, what happened, he did catch his eyes.
And it was about 300 yards away. It's a big field with huge round bales in it.
Right.
So it's a far distance.
It's a
I
far
just
distance.
saw eyes bounce off a hay bale.
So the coyote knew something was up, and we probably, you know, it was really crunchy out, so I'm sure the coyote heard some noise. But it disappeared. We couldn't catch it. We didn't see any eyes in the light. So I lip squeaked real quick, and that did get his attention, but he had moved away. He was leaving. Not on a fast run, but on a trot. When I lip squeaked, excuse me, when I lip squeaked, he turned back and looked. We caught his eyes again. At the same time, Matt's getting the, excuse me, got a coughing fit. Same time, Matt's getting his gun off his shoulder.
I grabbed my shooting stick and I immediately dropped down, and I didn't have to say a word. Todd knew his job.
I'm looking for that one call, okay? It's in one of my pockets. I got one call, I got to find it. So I got my call. I said to Matt, I got down, I dropped down on my knee. I whispered to him, "Get ready, I'm going to call." I gave that thing three squeals. That coyote wheeled around and came at us on a dead run, right straight at us. Now that's the one that we shot from 50 yards.
It was coming in so fast. I was seeing it in my scope. I was just seeing eyes bouncing real quick, and I just told Todd, I said, "Bark 'em."
He said, "Bark 'em,
Bark 'em.
bark 'em, stop 'em."
And she
gave
smiled at me one last smile.
I gave it the famous dog breath bark. That stopped him. And of course, Matt put one through the forehead at 50 yards, and that coyote disappeared in a puff.
That one we laughed about.
Yeah.
That one we got excited and we laughed a little because we knew there wasn't anything else in the field. So.
But the thing is that new call, spun that thing around, even
Damn.
though he had been somewhat spooked, and that thing was coming.
I've never seen one
straight.
come on a string so quickly to a sound, just dead straight in.
So that was coyote number 3. Number 4, good story on this one. Saturday night we were out. Didn't see any, but we did have a pack fire up, maybe 350, 400 yards back into the thick stuff. Quite a ways back in, but when that pack fired up, we also heard a male, because you can hear by the deepness, we heard a male challenge that pack. So here we are. I got no calls. I got one call. I got no coyote calls. I don't have a howler, so I can't challenge this dude back. I'm not so sure I would have anyway, because he was quite a ways back there, and the chances that he would come, 350, 400 yards is pretty slim. But when you hear one challenge like that, that means that's his territory. That's where he's at. He was challenging that other pack, but he told us, "This is where I live." So we made a plan. We're going to come back the next day, which was Sunday morning, and we're going to sneak our way back in there like we always sneak in, and we're going to get right in this guy's kitchen. So that's exactly what we did. We slipped in there. We're up on top of a kind of a hilly area, looking down, got the one call out, and did my screams on it. Did that maybe 3 or 4 times, and sure enough, Mr. Coyote, a male. Was it the same coyote? I'm not sure, but it very well could have been. He popped out. By this time, Matt's already shot 3. Our game plan is, I call he shoots, but I like to shoot too once in a while. So that thing popped out at about 40 yards. I knew I had about 3/10 of a second to shoot before Matt shoots.
I watched him come all the way down, but this coyote was dead to rights either way, and so I wanted old Uncle Todd to get some action. So I just safety off. I watched him all the way in. I said, "Uncle Todd, you better hurry up," and then
bark and bang. So
boom.
Honestly, we barked and banged all those coyotes, which means we stopped them before we shot. Now, if you can hit a moving coyote, you're a good shot. You're probably a better shot than I am. I like to have those things stop and give me the opportunity to put a good hit on them. So that was the 4 coyotes, and honestly, you know, a lot of people think you only brought 1 call. Matt didn't believe me. He asked me, what, how many times?
Well, 2 or 3 different times. You know, where we hunt, we don't normally split up too far from each other, but a couple of the setups on this weekend we did, and normally I don't call at all. I'm just a hired gun. So I asked him, I said, let me get a call for this one. I got 1 call, and I said, what? And he would pull out his 1 black call, his 1 little call, and I asked him 2 or 3 different times, hey, let me borrow a call.
By the 3rd time he asked me, he goes, shouldn't I have a call? I go, are you not listening to me? I have 1 call. That's it. So it was fun. And this new call, I tell you what, is different than what's out there right now. I've been hunting coyotes for 26 years. Everybody's been making pretty much the same sound on this call for 26 years. And this is different. This is way different. I got people asking me, it's not going to be available for about 2 weeks. I got people asking me, and it's in my pocket right now.
You gonna show them?
Okay, I'll give you a peek. That's it. Okay, that's all you get. So they're going to be available in about 2 weeks or less. I got people asking me if they can pre-order. I've never done that before. I'm not sure I'm going to do it. You're going to have to give me a couple days to think about it. So that's it for today. We both hope that some of these tips might help you out on your next coyote hunt. We're more than happy to share everything we know. That's a big part of what we like to do. We like to teach other people how to hunt coyotes. So that's it for today. Stay tuned for more information on that new call, and use what you learned today and go shoot yourself some coyotes.